videos that you posted on Twitter and Instagram.
Which ones?
The X-rated ones. There's multiple ones, but I know you deleted a few. One of you guys did.
Yeah, so okay, here's what was going on with that. Okay. So basically I wanted to start an OnlyFans. And I have 1,000 messages in my DM asking me to do an OnlyFans. And I'm like, okay, well, if it reaches 10,000 requests to do an OnlyFans, then I'll do one. Okay, well, so I posted those sneak peeks, I guess you could call them, and so I get out of rehab, and yeah, I've got like 28,000 requests to do OnlyFans, but I don't have an ID now because the Highway Patrol took my driver's license for a DUI in December. Or was that in November?
That's December, the beginning.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna get I have to get a, what do they call it, SR22 insurance or something, you know. So, and I already have insurance, but I don't have that SR22, and I can get my driver's license back. I guess I could just go up and get an ID, like just a regular state ID.
Yeah.
For like $12 or something. And then I'll start it on
your birth certificate and all that. You should be able to. So you're not? Are you going to make an OF anytime soon, or have you already?
No. Well, I started one, but I haven't like officially, created it the way that you're supposed to. Like, it's really complicated to do that shit. I thought I was going to get in there, and you're talking to a guy who just figured out how to like manage GPS.
Okay.
Like, I get lost on my way to the gas station, you know?
Yeah, after being in prison for so long.
Oh, dude, it was on, my GPS was on bike. And all my jobs, because I was working for an HVAC company. I went to college for HVAC. And I was working for an HVAC company, and all the jobs were like 2 hours away. And I'm like, dude, I thought you said all my jobs were in town today. They are. Like, you're in St. Charles, you're in St. Peter's, you're in O'Fallon. And I'm like, it says it's 2 hours away. So they had to like text me the instructions on how to get there because my GPS kept taking me to these bike trails.
Oh my gosh. So how's Mason doing?
That little guy is amazing. Mason is amazing. He is so smart. Like, when his favorite songs come on Cocomelon, like, he'll just stop and he'll be like, you know, and so he'll give it an applause. And then he's paying attention, and he'll start jumping around. And then if I sing in with the song, he'll look at me like, you know this song?
Yeah, I hear it 100 times a day.
Yeah. Like, dude, you can only sleep so long while that shit's playing, and it's just like, I'm singing it in jail. Bro, I'm like, it's my fucking son's Cocomelon song. Shut up.
Okay, so looking back, do you still think that Taylor cheated on you?
You know, I really hate playing the guessing game. You know, I can only go off the facts. And even then, facts may indicate certain things, which doesn't mean that happened. Okay. But that's the fullest bantering of a sucker hoping for the best. And when all the evidence is pointing to a certain thing. Now, her and I, we've moved past this, okay? Because, honestly, I cheated on Taylor once, all right? And if I would have done it...
Just once, you said?
Yeah, just once.
Didn't you say 5 times on the show, though?
Yeah, one with a guy. That didn't happen, you know? I mean... I just really wanted to piss her off. And when they were there, they were filming, I was just trying to think in the back of my head how can I get under her skin even more than I already am? Because look, when I came home, I went to work, I came home. I went to work, I came home. I went to work, I came home. We went on trips. We went this, we went that. I exhausted everything I made. And I would do it again because the kids never had that type of shit, you know? And when I came home from work, Taylor would get up, get the kids ready for school, get them to school. She would go to work, come home, get them home from school, make them dinner, get them together for school tomorrow, be exhausted from doing all that every day, all day. You know, it's like, that's why the kids seem a little wild. You should have seen me and my brothers. My dad raised us. You know, he would let me watch them and come home from somewhere, and the house would be covered in wet toilet paper. Like, we would have wet toilet paper wars. Dude, it'd be hanging from the fans, the lampshades, I mean, everywhere. And I'm the smart guy, so I would take shaving cream and put it in there and wet it. That way, I didn't even have to hit you with it. If you were hiding behind something, I'll hit the wall hard enough to make it explode onto you. So, like, you know, I wanted Taylor to stay home so she can impress on their character, you know, and bond, do that mother bonding that you don't have time to do when you're a single mom. Mm-hmm. You know, like, my heart goes out for people that are out there doing the right thing, going to work, taking care of their kids, and they're not breaking the laws. They're not doing this. They're not getting drunk every night. And they got the money to buy cigarettes because they spend every dollar they get on their kids, you know, and when I sobered up long enough, actually looked at it and looked at myself first. I had to look in deep and find out what my issues were, what was holding me back from growing. Then I started realizing how lame my excuses were. Okay? Like, I don't have a viable excuse to not already have over a couple $100,000 in the bank. I don't. I'm the only reason. But at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure they had the things that they didn't have a chance to have yet because they didn't have a dad. They, their mom was spending everything she had on the bills to keep a roof over their heads, you know. And when I came into the picture, I just wanted her to stay home for a second, take a break. You deserve it, you know. Get with the girls, you know. Enjoy yourself, like play games, draw on yourselves, whatever. And then on the weekends when I was finally off work, we would go somewhere. Man, I ain't playing around. I ain't caught up about it. I ain't gonna sit here and try to save money every day. You know, we could go to war with China any minute. Okay. You know, I'm not even gonna sit here and play some games. We're gonna enjoy life daily, and then I'm gonna save an extra $20 if I have it left when we get back from the fair, the skating ring, whatever. You know, you want candy at the movie theater? That shit's expensive. Yeah, and I'm not gonna be a criminal and sneak it in there. I'm just not. I mean,
you'll do all the other stuff, but you won't sneak in candy.
No, I ain't doing none of that no more.
Okay, nope. So what do you think drove you to cheat on Taylor? Do you just have problems with being faithful, or what do you think it was?
Well, I mean, what pushed me in the direction of that bad choice, the poor choice I made, was just knowing that she most likely did it to me and then was accusing me of doing the things that she was doing. That's where my mind was at, you know. And of course, Taylor's not a bad woman. Like, she's a good girl. She's had her heart abused and stomped on, so she's gonna think automatically that I'm doing it, okay? And then she's gonna act like that. And then where I come from, a liar is gonna call you a liar because they're afraid to get lied to. They think because they're lying that you're doing it, you know. So at the end of the day, like, honestly, none of that shit matters. Like, we got into an argument. I drove off. I took a drive. I went somewhere. A chick approached me, was talking about my tattoos. She was is a tattoo artist. And, you know, and I could have stopped it. Of course. I've never blacked out drinking. I wasn't even drinking that night. Okay. I was just really pissed off. It was my birthday. Like, I don't even know if everybody even knows that. Like,
Why weren't you with Taylor on your birthday?
oh, I
You guys
was.
were fighting?
No, I was with Taylor all day, and and the kids. You know, like I could have went and had parties with my friends. You know, I've got friends too. I've got friends and people out there that support me and love me, and that I love and support back. But I just wanted to show the kids that the only thing that mattered to me was being there with them and watching them have fun on my birthday. So we went to Kokomo Joe's and got one of those like $300 cards where everybody can go and do everything. We rode bumper cars, but all day it was like a battle with Tay, you know, all day long. And then that night it just kept going and going and progressing. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going for a ride. I was pissed off, and I took off. And you know, this chick seen that I was upset. I wasn't even, dude. I was sitting on a slot machine. I put $5 in it. Immediately, as soon as I sat down, I would hit free games. It was up to like $198. I started feeling better. This girl came over, started talking to me, asked me what was wrong, and of course, do not ask me a question because I can't shut up. So I started telling her what was going on, telling her what was wrong, and of course, she, you know, like recertified my thoughts by telling me she's definitely cheating on you, just by explaining to her my viewpoint of things. You know, when she started talking about tattoos again, and I started showing her all my tattoos, and we went outside for a cigarette, and you know, again, you know, I shouldn't have done it because no matter how wrong or right I was to make somebody treat me a certain type of way, like based off of how somebody treats you doesn't give you the right to just do whatever. You know, like I should have definitely not done that. That's what I feel.
Have you been faithful to Alyssa?
Yes.
Are you scared that you're going to go back to prison with your cases, or what do you think the end result's going to be?
No. I'm not afraid of going back to prison with my cases. I mean, as bad as it all, as bad as all of that was, you know, the accident wasn't my fault. That's going to come out in court. It's obvious. Like, my little truck wasn't going to just knock that semi across the highway coming from a complete stop at a stop sign. And if you really look at the logistics of that road, like there's no way to even, because the road goes down like this to get on the highway. It goes down like this, and then it curves real sharp to a stop sign. And then you go onto the highway. So if I would have been traveling at the amount of speed you would need to hit that truck across the highway, my 2 tires would have never flew off my truck. That's one. But we ain't going to get in on that. As far as the leaving the scene of an accident, you know, tampering with a motor vehicle and fraudulent use of a credit card, those things aren't even proven yet, if they will be. Now, will I plead out in court to save everybody a bunch of time, save myself a bunch of time, and take some dual status? Which that means is I'll be on parole for my previous bank robbery, and then I'll be on probation, or probation for that, the tampering and the fraudulent use of a credit card. Okay, leaving the scene, those are all misdemeanors. Have I ever had anything like that before? No. So can they enhance my sentences or charges on those? Absolutely not. You know, I made some mistakes, but you know, I don't think very many of them, you know, were outside of my relationship.
Can you talk about what happened with the animals when you guys moved into that hotel?
What hotel?
when you guys moved, you guys left some animals behind at that house you guys were staying at. And I think you moved into the hotel.
No, so I was traveling from Airbnb to hotels, and every hotel that I went to was pet friendly. I can show you receipts. Girl, look, I don't know who's gonna do all this, but when you're dealing with me, I use a card to pay for everything. And I have a paper trail that follows me gloriously, okay, trinormously, like everywhere. If I've spent something on the kids, if I've rented a hotel room, if I bought a tool, dog food, grooming, all that. So every hotel that I've been in, it'll say how much it is for the room and then how much it is for the animals, which was usually about $50.
So you guys didn't leave no animals behind when you moved?
I've never left anything behind anywhere.
Okay. Okay, so how was your childhood growing up and your relationship with your parents?
Oh, my childhood was, I never had a mom. So, but I had plenty of moms because all my buddies, like moms and stuff were there for me. But my childhood went by so fast, like, it was so quick.
Were you raised by your father then?
Yeah, my dad raised us primarily. I mean, he was in and out of jail. So I have 6 aunts that were like moms to me as well. And 38 cousins and all that good extra shit that y'all heard before. A lot more cousins than that, actually.
Are you really related to Brad Pitt? Or were you just...
You see... Amber, what's your last name again?
Keltner.
Okay, how many of those have you ever met in your life?
I've met one outside my family.
It's not a real popular. It's not like your name's Amber Smith, or what's another one? Moore, or So the chances of my last. Let's just look at it like this: the chances of my last name being Pitt and his last name being Pitt, and us not being related, are very, 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 very low. Okay. But hey, check this out. I mean, I've already done a DNA test. My shit's in the system. If somebody wants to, if it's worth anybody's time, because it doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit. He ain't paying my bills. Never even talked to him. I might have talked to him once in my life. My uncle crushed his arm down in Florida, and they had like this big family thing.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
You talked to him one time?
Yeah, I was like 6.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, I vaguely remember any of it, and he's a little bit older than I am, so of course we didn't have much in common. But I don't even know if that was them or not. I don't even I try to remember because my Aunt Debbie's more knowledgeable and all that shit than I am. She said that. Oh, what's his name? See, I don't even remember their names, man. Like, it doesn't even matter to me.
How's your relationship with your other 2 kids?
I mean, it's like as good as you can imagine it would be after just doing 10 years in prison. Getting out, getting your life together. I mean, Ethan actually, I flew Ethan up here to visit me in Missouri. And, put him in a hotel. We went and got tattoos together. We hung out. He's got his life. He's an adult. So I just wish I could have been there for paint nights with them, instead of doing time in prison for some bullshit.
That's why it's so important to make sure you change so you can make sure you do different for little Mason.
Exactly. Yup. Sorry, Mom.
I just got 2 more questions. Have you been asked to come back to the show, or would you return to the show?
Well, I'm just going to choose. I'm not going to answer that one because I don't want to lead anybody into thinking one way or the other. if I would or if I wouldn't, and or if they have or if they haven't, because after being a part of WeTV for so long and Sharp Entertainment, like they become part of your family, kind of. It's
Yeah.
it's not like they're just there for all the BS. Most of the BS was my fault because I wanted to make shit interesting, and it doesn't mean it wasn't true. It just means like I might have hyped a lot of things up, because whose life isn't boring, I feel like who wants to watch a life like that's like their own, I don't want to sit here and watch somebody doing the same things I'm doing.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I try to only talk about the shit that I would imagine other people aren't really doing or going through. At any rate, would I? I'm not sure. Would it be the best thing for me? I don't know yet. We'll find out.
So what are your plans from here?
My plans from here, I'm just going to continue to focus on myself. I have voluntarily enrolled myself in quite a few different programs to to help sharpen my mind and keep me in touch with who I am inside. Just let me stand. But let's see. Just pretty much starting all over again. I feel like, I gotta get another truck. I'm not rich.
Are you able to go back to your old job, or do you have to go somewhere else now?
I don't know. I've never been fired from a job. I'm welcome back anywhere I've ever worked.
That's good.
Yeah, thankfully.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before I let you off here?
Trying to think if I've seen any comments that somebody might have said something that we could address. But I have like 10,000 followers, which isn't a whole lot compared to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But if I post a picture and 4 people get on there and say something crazy, if I don't block them, it's not even that important to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if there was like a bunch of people like questioning something and wanting to know about it, then it would stick in my mind to address that. So I haven't thought of nothing. See a picture of like family, and I guess this is something I would like to say. If I post a picture of me and my kids, and we're doing something cool, and I'm posting this for people that are following me. I'm posting it primarily for my own memory. Like, I'm proud of this. I'm doing good. I'm sober. Like, here I am in this picture with my kids, and I'm sober. Not only just sober, like not doing drugs, because remember that dry drunk. There's such thing as a dry act. Let my boss say that today, and it's on. Let her burn these eggs one more time. Let my truck not start. Just give me a reason. And that's what a dry act does. They beg for a reason. And then when they get it, but every day, that controls them. And they're waiting. They're not themselves. You can't be yourself. And so if you see me with a picture of my kids and you do have an issue, if you need help, ask me. And if I don't know the answer to, I got a slew of people around me I can call any time of the day. A slew of people. I have a very strong, foundation of people. A lot of them are fans. Like, DM me. You can. And I'll communicate. Ask anybody. And if you want a fuck dick pic, I'll send you one.
Okay.
Or if you want to talk about alcohol, I want to send a shout out to my buddy Lalo Garcia. He Lola is what they call him. So, but I call him Lalo, and he's like, "Oh, it's Lola." His cousin passed away, and Lola and I we battled a lot together, and he brought me down a lot of nights when you get drunk. Sometimes you think about just, are people better off without you, and you don't want to bring that into your mind. You don't want to bring that to other people's surroundings. So all you got to do is sober up and realize the best thing to do is enjoy that natural high from life. The good feeling of being not dependent on anything. You don't need those city lights. You don't need the sound of the slot machine. You don't need a drink, a smoke, nothing that's going to change your mood, your mind, your perceptions, your feeling. And remember this. This is the last thing I want to say before I let you go, Amber. I know you're busy. And the babies want you. So there's only one thing you can change about the past. That's how you look at it. Okay? When you change the way you view your past, your personal decisions, now you talk about the past of what people have done to you. Now you can change the way you look at that too. But when you change your choices, the way you look at your past choices, then you can change your perception on how you prepare for today, how you live in today and prepare for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that will save probably a lot of money, time, and heartache, you know?
Yep, that's true. Well, where can people find you on social media?
I will probably be back on my Facebook in the next, I'd say day or two. I got to take a picture and send it. And if I feel like doing that, eventually I'll be on there. Because I want all my family are on there and stuff. And, you know, I have Instagram. I think I have a TikTok. Somebody created a TikTok for me. It might have been me. I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't me. It was just me pretending to be me.
Okay. And you run all your accounts now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I have agents that act on my seed, like on my behalf. So if I were in a position to where, you know, I can't get on, then I'll have somebody get on there for me.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to know. I appreciate you coming up here and being so open with me.
No problem. And if you ever want to do this again, it's cool. I was gonna have Alyssa on with me tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa, do you want to say hi to Alyssa?
No, yeah, I'll say hi to her.
Alyssa, come here, girl.
She don't mind.
If you don't mind. But if you want to do it again.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Well, stay out of trouble and stay sober. And make sure he does good, okay, Alyssa?
I'll do my best.
I'll tell you, girl. Hey, I got all these females around me that they're like Valkyries. You know, they when I stumble and fall down, they help me up. When I start making a wrong turn, they whip me in. They get these little whips, and they're like, "Get back in line." And I'm like, okay.
Okay, well, it was nice meeting you. You guys have a good night, all right?
You too. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.